Ultimate MK Podquest.
I don't have any buttons to press this week, dude. I don't know what happened. I can't press the buttons.
The Christmas gift that we got this year is having to deal with each other as directly as humanly possible. Human connection is the gift, and you can't just button your way through it. We have to be real friends.
I know, it's terrifying.
We've never done that before.
No. Remember how...
Do you watch baseball down there? It's America's game.
Do I, personally?
Yeah, the Marlins.
No, the Marlins, the Tampa Bay, the Rays, the
Derek Jeter's Marlins. That's what the team's called now, right?
The area I live in, I would be a Rays fan.
They're both in Florida.
That doesn't count. It doesn't count.
They're both in Florida. Do you know how many? Look, I live in a city with an NHL team.
It'd be like if I was,
and I would say the majority of hockey fans in this city are not Ottawa Senators fans. Actually, also, I have no data to back up that thing I just said literally at all. But there's a lot of Toronto Maple Leafs fans and a lot of Canadians fans.
You're just counting hats.
Around these parts.
Just counting hats you see out in public.
I'm counting hats and hatred for the owner of the team.
Okay, well that's
Those are my metrics.
Anyway, no, I don't watch much baseball, and by not much I mean I watch zero baseball.
So I watch more baseball than you, confirmed, and I don't even watch that much. But I've been to a good number of baseball. We only got one team up here. I don't know if you know that.
Barry Bonds.
Yeah, he's up here still. His reputation is kind of a little bit better in Canada, and we just field him 182 games a year, and we just see what happens.
I know him from the cover of that one Dreamcast magazine.
Yeah, which with the Grand Prix game in it.
Yeah.
Right?
That's right.
Yeah, that game seemed kind of bad, but
that vroom. Well, it was like a long time ago.
Yeah, there's plenty good games that are a long time ago.
That was one of them back then. I don't know what you're
like Mortal Kombat Deception.
Getting mad about. That predated Deception.
Yeah, but Deception's still old.
Sure, and so am I. Fuck you.
And it's got Taven in it.
No, Taven's in Armageddon, dude.
Fuck. Thank God we don't have the fake fan button, because I'd be absolutely dead.
I'm dropping it in.
Fake fan.
Corey, we're recording this the day after Christmas. How you feeling?
Fine. Christmas was not what I would describe as eventful for me, and I did spend 8 hours of it at my job. So, kind of just a regular weekend more than anything.
I didn't know you were one of Santa's little helpers.
Yep, that's why I'm not very tall.
Spent 8 hours delivering presents. That's pretty cool.
Anybody who listens to this podcast who doesn't know what I look like and was picturing a tall person, you were incorrect.
I barely have a concept of what you look like.
That's fine. I mean...
Not a visual medium.
No, it doesn't matter. If you're picture Taven in your head and then change most of the features, aside from being white and male.
Okay. All right.
And we're on to something.
Well, Merry Boxing Day. It was wild when you were like, are you seriously saying we should record on Boxing Day? And I was like, we don't have that. What do you mean? Is that like an extension of a national holiday in Canada?
I think it's usually a stat. It's kind of become a day where people shop a lot, but I know that also a lot of people do treat it as like the Christmas come down day.
Sure, getting over that.
It's definitely a thing. Yeah, like it's definitely like.
I mean,
let me go to Google Calendar. I don't know if it's a stat or not. Is Boxing Day a stat?
Obviously, I've heard of it.
Yes, it is a federal holiday.
Holy shit!
What? Hang on, let's learn something today. What is Boxing Day in Canada? Boxing Day. Oh, it's a Commonwealth thing. So this shout out to Paul and Dom and Greg.
Yeah. Shout out to those guys. Buy a clock.
Boxing Day in Great Britain and some Commonwealth countries, particularly Australia, Canada, and New Zealand, on which servants, tradespeople, and the poor traditionally were presented with gifts. So Boxing Day is Christmas for the poor.
Okay.
I genuinely didn't know that. I so genuinely did not know that this is hilarious to me that I'm learning this right now.
Christmas for the poor. Jesus.
And anyway, now it's just like people just give out like discount codes.
Okay. Fascinating, I guess.
There's a lot of Boxing Day sales. Except this year probably not unless you're on the internet, but you get what I mean.
Sure, yeah. Okay. You got any big?
Unless you want a discount code to get COVID-19 faster, you're probably not. How was your Christmas?
It was all right. It was low key. My brother's in town. Spent the morning with my mom. Went over to my dad's house. It was nice. Nothing crazy happened. Nobody gave me any bad books or anything.
Nope, not a single one. Did you get a clock yet?
No, the clock. I don't think the clock's coming for like a week or two.
Damn.
Yeah. And nobody's bought the clock yet. Somebody needs to buy the clock, please. Make it a Boxing Day miracle.
Happy Boxing Day. Here's a clock that doesn't really tell time.
I mean, it tells time. You know how to read
here's
a
the thing,
clock.
though.
There are plenty of
Well,
clocks
I
out there.
do.
There are plenty of clocks out there that don't have numbers on them. They just have like tick marks. You can still tell what
Zoomers-
time it is.
Zoomers don't know how to read clocks, and I'm a Zoomer.
That's the beauty of clocks. The round clocks.
No, they don't know what they mean anymore, Neal, because young people just don't get it, you know?
Sure. And parents just don't understand.
When young people hear tick-tock, they don't think of a big clock. They think of the video app. Get it? How's this boomer humor doing for everybody?
Look, you want to just get into what we're here to talk about today?
Whoa, I almost knocked my mic over. Sorry.
Well, that's not good. Everything okay over there?
Yep.
Mortal Kombat Legacy 2.
Yeah.
Episodes 5 and 6. Episode 5, Kitana and Mileena arrive at the tournament. And episode 6, Johnny Cage is recruited. The fucked up thing is the titles, as descriptive as they are getting less and less accurate to what is happening in the episodes.
Yeah, I got to level with you. I don't think that's what either of these episodes were really about.
Not really at all, no.
Because A, they were already there.
Right.
We saw it.
Yep.
And
we saw, it should have been Kitana and Mileena get ready for the tournament and then are suddenly there.
it should have been Kitana and Mileena bicker, and Johnny Cage accidentally interrupts an unrelated fight.
Yeah. Do you want to just jump right over to the Corey corner?
Yeah.
All right, let's do that.
I didn't mean to sound so surprised by being asked that. It happens every week. Welcome to the Corey Corner.
Okay, go.
Oh, yeah, I can't hear the thing. I forgot.
There isn't one. Not this, I had to put that in post now.
No, I know, but that's why I didn't hear it, and I forgot that was, yeah.
Little
Anyway.
disclaimer, everyone, if the energy's a little off, not only is it the day after Christmas,
It's 11 in the morning,
It's
and we
also-
don't have the soundboard.
it's also 11 in the morning, and I was having technical difficulties and had to roll back to a previous mixer, so
So if the vibes are way off, it's not just you.
yeah, it's also us. It's especially
It's mostly us.
It's especially me.
You remember Mortal Kombat Legacy?
Yeah.
Well, I'm
Season
glad
one.
because you're
Season 1.
because in this 5-minute episode of television, you're gonna see some of it again.
Yeah, you are. Boy.
I gotta be honest, I don't want to sound mean. I'm genuinely surprised that this is a show that's willing to reuse footage when episodes are 5 fucking minutes long. Are you kidding me? So we reestablish who Kitana and Mileena are, in case you forgot. And Kitana is starting to have doubts about her family heritage because she met her dad in the woods and then her dad died. But before dying, he said, "You're my daughter." And she was like, maybe I am his daughter. Fucked up, right? If you think about it.
Sure.
And
yeah.
Mileena is very committed to Shao Kahn.
Mm-hmm.
Their dad, in quotes.
Certainly hers.
Katana's having a rebellious phase. So they're kind of not getting along despite going out on missions together
Mm-hmm.
and whatnot. And they... I don't have a better way to say this than they show up where the Kenshi and Ermac fight is happening.
Yeah, they do.
And they hear Johnny Cage there because he breaks a stick with his feet.
Yeah.
And then the episode ends.
Sure.
Cut to Los Angeles, I thought, because the radio said Los Angeles, but then
No.
she says he's in jail in Deacon City.
Yep.
And then we see him holding a mugshot in Deacon City. So I guess it's Deacon City.
It's Deacon City. Maybe it's just part of LA County.
Johnny Cage is in jail, and he's being set up with one of the most outrageously whack news scripts for radio I've ever heard in my fucking life.
Oh boy. Professional opinions here.
Well, there's no way this is a news station because they're talking like fucking Perez Hilton, dude. Like,
Right. This is like tabloid shit.
yeah, that was like TMZ radio or whatever. Is that a thing? Could you imagine?
No, I don't want to. I'm choosing not to.
Anyway, there's a cop there who likes Johnny Cage movies, including Double Panther and Time Sheriff,
and Time Sheriff,
which are very good. And Johnny Cage is dressed head to toe in Alpine stars, like he just came from a motocross meet.
It was definitely on a bike.
But like a street legal dirt bike, like because you don't dress like that.
Casper Van Dien just wore that to set.
You don't dress like that for like a Harley. You know what I mean?
No, he's definitely riding what the kids would call a crotch rocket.
Okay, so he's in jail,
Right.
in like a holding cell, I think they're called. I don't know. I've never been to jail.
Fresh off the set of Biker Boys 2.
Mars. It's the sequel to Biker Mice from Mars.
Biker Mice from Mars, starring I think half the cast of Defenders of the Realm.
Yeah. And time stops. And this time he is not greeted by Shang Tsung. He is greeted by Raiden.
Yeah, he is.
And he's like, oh man, I'm having these wacky hallucinations again.
Yep.
And Raiden's like, no, you're not. How about this Mortal Kombat tournament? Cut to the Mortal Kombat tournament that we already know that he's at, and he's there. And he just sort of weirdly ends up in the crossfire between the Kenshi Ermac fight, the Mileena Kitana impending fight by fighting with Mileena. He gets washed, like, handily.
Yeah.
Like, dude gets absolutely fucking smacked, and then helps Kitana live, and they slice Melina's head off.
The end.
That is all.
Yeah, that's all that fucking happens in this, man. Nothing happened in this.
It took like 9 minutes total.
Yeah.
I think more accurately it's closer to 11, but you get my point.
Sure, let's stretch this out. Let's stretch this podcast out to like 2.5 hours dissecting every second of this.
The worst part is that I know that we could. We just shouldn't.
You want to go over to the Neal Nook?
Welcome to the Neal Nook. It's Gucci. How's that?
Just going to leave that one in.
Yeah, not bad.
We've got Samantha Wynn back as Kitana. We talked about her.
Huge W, am I right? Because Win, get it?
Haha. Pew, 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 pew. We're doing all the sound effects with our
But
mouths.
bang.
This time around, we've got an actor named Michelle Lee playing Mileena. Michelle Lee did stunts in Pacific Rim, Pirates of the Caribbean, At World's End, Crank, High Voltage. She recently played Oksana in Black Widow. She's been in Venom. She's been in Altered Carbon. She's been in a bunch of stuff.
Venom.
Say that again.
Venom.
Okay.
It's like the song at the end of Venom by Eminem.
Yeah. Was that song written for the movie?
Yes.
Okay. I always wondered.
No, you didn't. It's about the movie.
I've only heard it on TikTok. I've never heard the song.
Venom. Okay, sorry. That's all I have for that.
All right. Now the big one. Are you ready for this, Corey?
Yeah, I think he shared a name with a friendly ghost.
Casper Van Dien as Johnny Cage. He played Johnny Rico in Starship Troopers, Starship Troopers 3, Marauder. He voiced Johnny Rico in the animated Starship Troopers, Traitor of Mars. He was Amok in Alita, Battle Angel, Tarzan in Tarzan and the Lost City, Brahm in Tim Burton's Sleepy Hollow. He was in Sharktopus versus Whale Wolf, Python, Casper, A Spirited Beginning, Casper Meets Wendy the Witch.
He's in a Casper movie?
2 of them. Beastmaster 3, The Eye of Braxis. He played Griffin Stone on Beverly Hills 90210. Abraham Van Helsing in Dracula 3000. He played James Dean in James Dean, Race with Destiny. He was in Wing Commander 4, The Price of Freedom. 3 episodes of Monk, 2 episodes of Saved by the Bell, and 1 episode of Silk Stockings. Casper Van Dien, baby.
Is Dracula 3000 what if Hellraiser was a computer, but it was Dracula?
It's Dracula on a spaceship, and it's terrible. And Coolio's also in it.
I'm seeing that, yeah.
Yes, I've watched
Interesting. Of course, you sound like a guy who would do that.
That's it for the Neal Nook.
Is this what you were hoping for him to get?
Johnny Cage in Legacy?
Yeah, was this everything you were hoping for your boy CVD?
Honestly, once I saw it, I was like, of course, this makes perfect fucking sense. This should have happened years ago.
And alas, it did not.
Now you've seen him do some stuff. What do you think, Corey? What do you think of Casper Van Dien as Johnny Cage?
I wasn't expecting that to be your first question. I feel like maybe I should have, but I didn't. 1 second, I need a drink. That wasn't a joke. I didn't need one, but
Yeah. But I've had my first alcoholic drink in 15 years.
I mean, I don't know if this is a great way to appraise him. He's not doing a lot, you know?
All right.
I think the scene in jail was at least interesting because they're trying to at least give some kind of spin onto how he feels about the recruitment process.
Mm-hmm.
However, it does muddy up how long it's been between those two interactions because it makes it seem like it's been quite a long time.
Yeah. Well, I've got a thought about that, actually.
I like him there. I mean, this just isn't a brand of Johnny Cage I'm super into, like one that just says bitch a lot and like
And fuck.
talks about sunglasses and nut punching.
Fuck,
so
fuck,
I'm
fuck,
like,
fuck.
yeah, but I mean, like he's doing fine, you know. I'm not mad or anything. Like,
Okay, because
I think if you were asking me to honestly appraise it, like he's in the better half of Johnny Cage's.
Thank you. That's all I wanted, honestly.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, low bar for some of them, but like,
I mean, I don't mean this as a disparaging comment. Obviously, I'm a big fan of Casper Van Dien, but like, dude had his Hollywood shot early on. He was lead role in a pretty big movie, Starship Troopers, you know?
yeah,
And some roles in like Tim Burton's Sleepy Hollow, etc., some TV roles, things like that. Then he kind of got relegated, sort of. I don't know. I know the studio like took a chance on this Tarzan movie he was the star of, and that Tarzan movie just did fucking nothing, you know? Like, I bet you didn't even know that Tarzan movie came out.
no, nobody did.
No, but I do because I saw a shit ton of commercials and they were like, Casper Van Dien is Tarzan. And then like, boo! No more movies starring Casper Van Dien coming to theaters. He's in Python and, you know, Sharktopus versus Whale Wolf now. So his like personal like Hollywood trajectory seemed to mirror Johnny Cage's a little bit. You know what I mean? Like big action star that then whose star just kind of fell. And I think that's why he's good casting, because his
Much
real
like
life...
Skylanders, this is essentially Toys to Life.
Okay.
It's the best joke I can come up with.
But you know what I mean, right? Like
I do, yes.
And I think that adds something to the role, just like some amount of believability a little bit. But the thing that I really liked about his Johnny Cage performance is as opposed to, you know, Lyndon Ashby, who did a great job, obviously, in Mortal Kombat 95, as the sort of stuck up, sort of fish out of water.
Right.
And then the fucking Joel McHale in Scorpion's Revenge, where he spends way too long in that movie thinking, just being an idiot and ignoring the fact that this stuff is real.
Yeah, I don't know if this is Joel McHale's fault, but Joel McHale is like bottom. Like,
but just like half that fucking movie goes by with him, like people getting their arms ripped off, and he's like, "Oh, that's fake," and you know,
wow, is basically what he's doing the whole movie.
But I like that Casper Van Dien's Johnny. He thinks he's going crazy, right? He thinks he's hallucinating these things. He finally gets talked into like going along with it in this prison cell, probably because he's just like, well, fuck it, I got nothing left, right? Or I'm in a holding cell, and time keeps freezing. I keep hallucinating these dudes coming at me and asking me to go somewhere. I'm just gonna fucking roll with it this time, right? And then he shows up on this island, and he like watches the end of the Kenshi and Ermac fight, and then he sees Mileena with her, you know, fucking Joker grin, and he's just like, oh shit, fuck this, I'm out of here, and he just runs off. And I think he plays the dude who doesn't belong here very, very well.
When he runs away, I was really hoping for like Scooby-Doo feet or maybe Fred Flintstone feet.
I don't know, I just liked it. I think it's
good. I don't think it's bad. I just think like we've just been through so much, you know.
He had nothing really to do.
No, like shit all. Like that. Okay. I'm going to say, really quick, I'm just going to say, I'm going to try so hard to not make my biggest complaint. This is structured like garbage, but I want everybody to know this is structured like fucking garbage.
I'm backing you up on that. We talked about that a little bit last episode, how
Because I know the release demands it, the
Yeah.
way it was made demands it, but at a certain point, even if that's true, you have to do better. Because if I was the audience for this when it came out,
yeah.
and this was a week's release, was old footage, a conversation, and arriving somewhere,
Yeah.
bro, are you fucking kidding me?
I'm going to check. I wonder what the actual release date was. Like, do you think this was all dropped like a Netflix style binge watch?
I assumed it was weekly, which would feel insane.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm looking at the season 2 on IMDb, and they're given 26th of September 2013 for everything. That's season 2. Season 1.
Honestly, either way, the setup and credits are so long that I yearn for a world in which this was just stitched together.
It's really disruptive. Season 1 was definitely released like weekly.
Right.
Because there's episodes in April, there's episodes in May, and then another one in April.
I'm going to try to not make that my big complaint of the day, but let that rest in the back of your mind, dear listener, that it's complete garbage to have it set up this way.
Season 2, yeah. Season 2, they did drop all 10 episodes at once, and I understand that the format demanded,
That almost makes it more frustrating.
chopping them up, but it is because it is a frustrating thing to watch, because this is how it is on streaming, right? This is how it is on Steam, this is how it is on HBO Max, this is how it is on the fucking Blu-ray. You've got credit breaks every 4 minutes. It disrupts the viewing experience in an insane way.
Well, and also every episode is like, and again, I understand the restrictions of the show.
Right.
You're only getting like 5 minutes of like, they only have 5 minutes ish worth of time every time we start to get somewhere and do something with the characters that push the story forward.
Yes.
And not everything. I'm not one of those people who's like, everything has to be in service of moving the plot forward and blah, 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 blah. But it's like, in this format, it does need to
Right.
be. Like,
And
just by virtue of what you've set yourself up to do. And this is not doing that.
this first episode too, the Kitana and Mileena one, first it starts with like a solid minute of flashing back to the Kitana and Mileena two-parter from season 1.
In case we somehow forgot who these characters are.
Then we get a 1 minute conversation between the two. Then we cut back to the island where we watch the like half of the Ermac and Kenshi fight, like the back half of that fight. And then we get essentially one, and then we see Johnny Cage see him, and Kitana and Mileena see Johnny Cage, and then Johnny Cage runs off. We get like a solid minute and a half of new footage in like this 8-minute short or whatever.
I will say, episode 1 does give us the funniest line I think we've heard all show up to this point.
Yeah, what's that?
It's Mileena just looking at Kitana and going,
Yes.
"You've been quiet all day. Speak your fucking mind." The fuck comes out of that drop of the word fucking comes out of absolutely nowhere, and
then
it's so funny.
And then it cuts to Johnny saying fuck. What am I doing here? Like,
her saying "speak your fucking mind" is just out of nowhere.
fuck is a big word in Outworld, They use fuck all the time.
And it's like how we use salt on food. Does that joke make any sense? I don't think it does.
It's like they're setting you up like this isn't your daddy's Mortal Kombat. This is for cool kids who swear.
Yeah, if your grandma watches Mortal Kombat, wheel her chair out of the room because they say fuck now. This ain't your 1930s Mortal Kombat.
No, man, this isn't Conquest.
This is not the Great Depression's Mortal Kombat.
This isn't Defenders of the Realm, motherfucker. This is for grown-ups.
I think the only cartoon that we watched for the Warrior King that could have gotten away with saying fuck was Savage Dragon.
Savage Dragon. Well, yeah, I think honestly,
they basically were saying fuck, like in terms of just tone.
Sure, yeah.
Tonally, that show is just a big giant fuck.
And Rita Metermaid was definitely into some shit.
Meter, I just met her.
Metermaid, I just met her maid. There's some interesting stuff in that Kitana and Mileena conversation. Not a lot. They're really kind of fast forwarding us through this idea that Kitana is rethinking her loyalty to Shao Kahn and everything. Because Mileena walks into her room and Kitana's like just being sad, right? And Milena's like, ugh, You got stuck with mother's blood. I'm glad I didn't get that. Right?
There's going to be a drop of Tarkatan blood in you because you feel emotions or whatever.
And then she says that to Kitana. She's
did you
like,
say that? Did you say the C word?
No, I didn't say the C word. C word.
C world.
God damn it.
I know you have to keep that in because you said Sea World, and that's funny.
Fuck.
I've had to clear my throat this entire recording, and I really hope it doesn't sound that way because I keep trying to do it quietly, and it's not working.
Just go for it. Let's both do it right now, and we'll cut it out.
I think I've lost the moment.
Okay, well, when it comes, I'll just edit it. Just don't draw attention to it, and I'll just clip it out.
Okay. Finally.
But yeah,
I've been trying to catch you boys all day. Now that I've got you right where I want you, I want to buy all your chocolate. Do you know what that's from?
I don't think I care.
You don't know what it is? Oh, man.
No, I do know what this is. Hold on. Because there's a similar thing in Daria, but you're not quoting that because you said boys. Yes. No, I know this. I fucking know this.
Think, Neal, think.
God, what would it be if you were watching it? It's going to be Fairly Odd Parents.
You're in the ballpark.
Or SpongeBob.
Yeah.
It's SpongeBob, isn't it?
Finally. I've been trying to catch you boys all day. Now that I've got you right where I want you, I'd like to buy all your chocolate.
Remember that one episode where Patrick was like, "You've been quiet all day, speak your fucking mind."
Yeah. I do, and then they killed Squidward. I do remember that because I remember it got decensored. They censored it, and then they were like, "Actually, people need to see this."
Yeah, the uncut version was released on Blu-ray. But yeah, that line,
we're already at this part, huh?
But
this
that
part
line,
of the conversation.
That line that Mileena says, where she's like, "Sometimes I wonder if you have even a drop of Tarkatan blood in you," and Kitana's like, I wonder that too, or whatever. It's like, clearly she fucking doesn't. She doesn't have the fucked up face, for starters. Second of all,
Can't believe you're just saying fucked up like that.
Second of all, how do they think this works? Are they implying that Shao Kahn has Tarkatan blood? Because clearly he doesn't. He doesn't look like he does in the show, for starters.
To be honest, I don't know what they're implying.
I know. I just want to pick it apart because it fucking pissed me off. It's like, so you know Sindel, and you're saying that Kitana has Sindel's blood, and then Shao Kahn's blood is what they think, right? Or what Mileena thinks. So where the fuck would the Tarkatan blood come from, Mileena? You idiot.
Well, it's not Melina's fault.
No, I know. I'm just saying it didn't. The line didn't make sense.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
It was there just to remind us that Mileena was part Tarkatan, I guess.
Yeah, and it's the frustrating part. Yeah, like you're saying, is that the implication of you got mom's blood is that their mom was definitely human, which does imply something about Shao Kahn, that guy that we've seen who's definitely human,
right?
Or at least does not have big fangs.
Yeah.
So,
or that wrinkly dragon head he has in the games and the comics.
Maybe it's a recessive gene. Is that how that works?
I guess it could be. I don't know. Maybe Tarkatan genes are recessive.
I just don't know how recessive genes work is the problem.
Sure.
I don't know. I don't like how many redheaded Tarkatans are there? Is that a recessive gene even? I don't know. Somebody who knows more about that, don't write in because let's be honest, neither one of us want to deal with that.
Send us a voice message. We'll play it on the show and laugh at you.
That's not true.
No, it's not true.
If somebody did that, I would listen to it and I would learn something, and that's it.
Yeah, we need to get some more educational content in this podcast as a whole. What else made me angry about this episode?
There's not much more left, so it can't be that much.
There's something though.
Is it the fact that we don't see this relationship in any meaningful sense, or the fact that they're at odds feels like it has no impact at all?
Yeah, they just fast forwarded through a lot of that, a lot of Kitana development. Like, first, I do want to give this show credit for giving Kitana development. This is in terms of Kitana characters, this is second place behind Defenders of the Realm, where we got like those 3 strong Kitana episodes in a row.
Right.
Versus like the live action movies where she just didn't really get to do anything in both of them. And the the Legends animated movies, where again she didn't fucking get to do anything, and they just fast forwarded to her like betraying Shao Kahn or whatever. So like I'm into that. I think that this is doing a good job representing these characters. It's just such a bad fucking format to do it in, because we don't have enough fucking time to dive into anyone like in a really good way, because they keep cutting back to this fucking tournament, which seems to just be
the idea that we are almost done this show is outrageously hilarious to me, because nothing has happened at all.
No.
It's been all set up the entire time, and we have watched 7 episodes of it?
6.
No, 6. That's 2 at a time. But either way, like, I guess I just don't understand I don't see the point.
Yeah, I mean, I know that they were planning to do another, like, they were going to keep doing these. They were at least going to do one more, right? So, like, we know that there's a Mortal Kombat 10 series that I think Kevin Tancharoen stepped away from, that was a follow-up to this, that, from what I understand, got completely finished and then just never released.
But also, if it's a follow-up, this needs to have a satisfying conclusion then, and I don't know how it possibly could.
See, I do know how it ends, and it doesn't.
Great. Thank you for telling me that in advance, so I won't bother getting my expectations any higher.
Much like Mortal Kombat Conquest,
it had the legs taken out.
It ends on a cliffhanger, and had its legs taken out from under it before we got any kind of like solid payoff.
Man, okay. Well,
and I
so
think
this is a fruitless enterprise.
And Defenders of the Realm also.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically everything television wise that Mortal Kombat has been turned into is just ends on a whimper, honestly. And what I mean is, like, I'll just go ahead and fucking spoil the ending for you.
I feel like you must be more frustrated with this than I am if you're ready to just spoil the ending for me now.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna wait. We're not that far off. You'll be there soon enough.
Yeah, but I mean, like, just in terms of like the discussion that we're having, like, that implies that you can't be having a great time if you're already like, fuck it, I'm just gonna tell you how this ends because nobody cares.
I'm honestly not. I'm not. Like, I think I don't hate this. Like, I didn't immediately hate this in the way that you did. You know, it wasn't an uphill battle for me to get on board. But as I'm watching this, knowing that there's not going to be enough of a payoff for any of these things, knowing that there's an entire other season of this that theoretically would have given us the payoff we needed, that is just never going to see the light of day because of licensing or distribution or God knows what, fucking music rights maybe. Like, it's just,
I'm willing to bet it wasn't music rights.
I mean, we don't know, you know.
Is that a mean thing to say? Because I stand by it. But wow, that ending song, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty rough. But it just
rough.
It just kind of sucks because this feels like a teaser trailer. This whole series, this whole season, at least
it feels like it's setting up I'm loath to say the word full because it implies that web series can't be a full show, but I'm going to use the word because it's instructive to the point I'm trying to make, which is that this feels like it's setting up a potential full season of like a large size like HBO show.
Yes.
And it's not. It's just, this is it. This is the whole thing.
And we just didn't fucking get it. We didn't get it. I mean, there were talks of doing, I mean, obviously there was going to be the 3rd season, then they were like finally coming around to considering doing a new live action movie before the 2021 one, and like theoretically having, if I'm remembering correctly, this is probably unconfirmed rumors, that it was all going to kind of share actors and continuity with this. Like, it did seem like they had some plans to build into something bigger, which may be why they didn't like go full out on some of this stuff, because they were like, this is like the attract mode, right? To get you interested in whatever they're going to do with the series going forward. And then they just like completely shut it all down and shifted directions and gave us Cole fucking Young. Like, yeah. So like, yeah, it's just, I don't know. I don't know that the alternate would have been better if like pursuing this longer would have been better, or but I think pursuing this in a longer format definitely would have been, because that Kitana and Mileena episode was fucking wasted. It was a waste of time. You could have very easily combined, like, editing wise, right? You could have combined the second Kenshi episode with this so that we actually see the setup of the Kitana, Mileena, and Johnny Cage thing in that Kenshi episode. And
Right.
it would have made more sense because they showed it to us again, but it felt like a weird retconning, like they were like editing them back in. So we just see a repeat of the shit. I would have preferred to only see it once and then had it like seamlessly feed into,
Yeah.
you know, I don't know. And now knowing that they released all of this on one, so like this was meant to be like a binge watch, I guess, but still just so chopped and screwed and fragmented and scenes repeating. It doesn't lend itself to binge watching either. Like it needs a re-edit to remove that redundant stuff and you just watch the whole thing all the way through and then get to the end and get disappointed instead of being disappointed in little tiny fragments. Like as you're watching through this thing. I don't know, man. And the credit sequences are so long.
Yeah. And I mean, the catch being too that the Johnny Cage episode doesn't really do a lot to redeem this. It's got some good fighting in it.
Yeah.
But that's like it.
It is cool. The Johnny, I liked seeing the Johnny and Mileena fight a little bit. Because now the other thing I want to say is like, who's the guy in season 1? Matt Mullins. I really like that guy as Johnny Cage. And like that Johnny Cage episode from season 1 was kind of a highlight for both of us, I think. You know?
Yeah, I think so.
As big of a Casper Van Dien fan as I am. He's the
sentences no one has ever said before for 100.
He's the Taven of B movie actors. I would have liked to see Matt Mullins in this also.
Yeah.
I think that he's probably he's a serious trained martial artist. I'm sure Casper has, like, he was doing his own kicks and stuff in this, right? But it didn't have the same impact, I think, as Matt Mullins brought in like that Rebirth fight or in that when Johnny Cage was beating up the TV execs, you know, or the thugs. But the fight did still feel kind of grounded like Johnny Cage's martial arts style that we saw in season 1. And also kind of highlighted how outclassed he was because he was fighting a half Tarkatan warrior, you know, and rightfully gets his ass kicked, right? Like that's exactly what should have happened.
Right.
And I thought it was kind of sick when she pinned him to the tree with the sai. Like that was pretty brutal.
Yeah, he gets rolled pretty summarily.
And that's when Kitana like steps in and she's like, I'm not fighting for Shao Kahn anymore. And then the Kitana and Mileena fight happens. And that was a pretty fucking sick fight also. And again, Mileena is just like kicking ass. Like she's fucking brutal in this until Johnny takes her sai and stabs her in the foot so Kitana can cut her head off, which looked pretty fucking good for a web series special effects, especially. So I did like that segment. That segment was a lot of fun, but it did not overwrite all the frustrations with the pacing and the formatting of everything else for me. Another thing I liked was when Johnny, like, what happens when Mileena like sees him and she throws her sai and it knocks his sunglasses off, and they like clearly subvert the reference to the 95 movie. Those are $500 sunglasses, asshole, you know?
Yeah.
And instead he just runs away and almost steps on them as they're running after him. But then they bring it back at the end when he stabs her in the foot and he's like, that's for my sunglasses. And I don't know. It was kind of like, all right.
Undercutting your whole bit.
I kind of liked the subversion of that expectation a little bit more than, you know, the kind of wimpy payoff at the end.
Yeah. I gotta say, like, I really don't have a lot to say about it. Like, I'm just kind of frustrated. I have very few notes. Like, I'm just sort of like...
Yeah. Well, because again, nothing fucking happened. I really.
He does say you got caged. He does say that.
Yeah, he does, which is great. And then like what Mileena punches him in the nuts, and he's like, "That's my move," and that was a little funny, you know.
Yeah.
Like, but then maybe that joke's just tired because they did that 700 times in Scorpion's Revenge and Battle of the Realms.
Boy, did they!
No way, animated Johnny's ever having kids.
No, okay. Probably not. Probably not.
So. In fact, I bet if they did like a third one and they said it when like the combat kids enter and Cassie Cage is in it, they would have to write in a joke about, boy, the number of times I was hit in the nuts, I probably didn't even think I could have a daughter. Joel fucking McHale. I used to like that guy. I don't like anything today. I did not get on here and expect
we're in a foul Christmas mood
to like tear this shit apart. I feel bad.
That's my move.
That's usually your move. And I do want to be clear. I don't hate this, but it is really.
This is the weakest pairing yet.
Yeah. Even the joy of seeing Casper Van Dien's jaw didn't pick things up for me. Anyway, we're gonna leave in that wistful silence.
Yeah, I think that's fine. Is that it?
I'm kind of done, man.
I'm
how
also
about you?
kind of done.
I am excited about the next 2 episodes we're gonna watch. They are
Dangerous words, that.
Scorpion and Sub-Zero form a truce, and Scorpion and Sub-Zero battle. Now, I'm cautiously optimistic because we enjoyed the Scorpion and Sub-Zero episodes in season 1, and I do know that Scorpion and Sub-Zero form a truce is, I think the entire thing probably is taking place back in that feudal Japan setting.
Okay.
We're going to get to know a little bit more about Scorpion and Sub-Zero's history prior to what we saw in season 1. I do think we're still going to see some clips from that season 1 episode.
That's fine.
So
I liked that, so whatever.
yeah, so hopefully
It's only dumb when the show does it with things I don't like.
right. Yeah, that's fair.
I'm very smart.
I liked the Adenian episodes in season 1. I liked them more than you did, but it was exhausting just to see it all again. I know, guys, I watched it 2 weeks ago for a podcast. Anyway. So I am excited about next week's episode.
That's something, yeah.
Fingers crossed, right? That's all we can do. All we can do is hope. That's all we have.
We're going to bring that hope into the new year, huh?
Pew, 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 pew.
Whole other year of whatever it is that we're doing here.
Yeah. Corey, what do you have to plug?
The usual. They Made Another One is the other show that I do with Liam and Mitch, my friends, where we talk about reboots and remakes and sequels and stuff. That's at They Made Another on Twitter, and They Made Another One on all your podcast services. And you can find me on Twitter and Letterboxd as well at Mr. Corey Price.
You can find me watching my DVD copy of Python starring Casper Van Dien later tonight.
At my house.
At my house. Yeah. You can find me on Twitter at Final Neal. Follow my retro gaming Instagram account at Final Neal Retro. Follow the show on Twitter and Instagram at MK Podquest. Visit our website, mkpodquest.com. Find links to our YouTube channel, all of the podcast services, our Redbubble store, etc. Send us voice messages. If you love Mortal Kombat Legacy 2 and think we're dummies, go ahead and write us emails at theboys@mkpodquest.com. Follow us on Good Pods. Rate our episodes there. It's fun. It's fun, guys. You should do it. It's just a lot of fun to just hit that 5-star over and over again. And I think that's it.
Yeah.
We'll be back next week to talk about Scorpion and Sub-Zero. And
2022,
Scorpion
baby.
And Sub-Zero. A new year for the podcast. And all of us. Yay.
That's true for the podcast and everything that's not the podcast as well.
Woo! And can somebody buy the clock? That'd be awesome.
Just a cursed energy on this episode, but you should buy the clock probably.
Yeah. And I love you all.